Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, I should actually say. It's just turned noon. To all of you all around the world. And today, I uploaded such a horrendous video. The last one I was talking about my garden because I have no idea what's going on with my phone. I seem to just be a magnet for technological issues, but it wasn't until I had uploaded that my voice was not sounding good at all, and I have no idea what's going on with that phone. So now I'm back on an old phone, even though I can't use this one to call or anything. I can still film, so I'm using my old phone. But I wanted to show you today, this is my box of seeds, and this is where I keep all my seeds, so everything's organized. I wouldn't say this is all organized in here, but at least all my seeds are together, and this is where I keep everything. And I have a rough kind of idea where everything is because I'm always in it, so as long as I know where things are, that's all that matters. And some of you perhaps have seen in previous videos showing how well, I've had the tromboncinos growing at my house this year. It's grown from, I think I planted like in the springtime. I grew in October, the start of spring. So that was back, I want to say late October, late October. And all the way through till now. I've got two huge ones on there, and I'm not ready to pick them yet because I'm not eating them right now. I've made some kind of, it's not a baba ganoush, but it's like just an Arabic flavored style kind of dip that I make with flatbread, and I've used that instead of eggplant, and it is delicious. Even if I can say so myself, I'm not going to eat it if it is not good. So I have a couple on the tree. I don't want to pick them until I'm ready to eat them. So I think the next one I'm going to use for a bit of a soup with some cabbage, and the next one I may do this Arabic style dip again because it is so good and I enjoy it. But I want to get planting with some peppers, some capsicums. I've got, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's a capsicum bogislo. Obviously not an English style pepper. And another one which is just capsicum pepperone. And this one's chili big gem. So I really want to get the chilies going. I was so close. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video or the one prior, but I was so close to having a chili this week, and I had either a rabbit, or could have been a kangaroo, but my barriers hadn't been knocked down. Someone ate the flowers. I had 2 flowers on this small little chili bush, and they are gone, and I was devastated because it just seems whenever I'm progressing with my garden here at my new El Nor, something happens like that. As you probably know, I've had such a challenge with the kangaroos here in my area. It's been so hard this summer dealing with kangaroos, and although I feel immensely sorry for them because it hasn't rained, we've had no moisture, it's been the hottest, driest summer. You can't blame them, but I wish they would go somewhere else and eat and not eat my garden. And they keep coming back for the water and the food, but they've demolished everything. So I'll take you out to my new rose garden. It's a bit of a rose fortress right now. Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to grow roses here. I can't grow them out here in the front garden because kangaroos have just demolished everything. Just eaten everything that is tasty. And I guess roses are. They absolutely love roses. But there's a couple more peppers that I'm looking for. I'm looking for this boot jalaki, which is a very hot chili. I've got plenty of rocket. This is wasabi rocket. I have now that I had such a good crop of rocket last year, I had bunches and bunches of rocket growing. It's now self-sowed in my little vegetable. I don't need to plant any because I can see the baby ones coming up now. That's scabiosa. That's some zinnia. Zinnia has been a really surprising crop. Oh my God. I've just dropped my Armenian cucumbers out. Oh my gosh. It's my fault. Zinnias were a real winner for me. I really did not think they would cope with the weather here, especially in the summer. They were my best growing flower until the kangaroos ate them. Ah, story of my life. Zucchini. Anyway, I'll come back and look for this boot jalaki, I think is how you pronounce it. A chili, very hot chili. I think it's like 1,000,000 Scoville units. Between the 800,000 and million Scoville units. Obviously too hot for me to eat. I will try, however. But I just want to get some seeds. I'm trying to stock my seeds up. And I did actually get some Carolina Reaper seeds. I doubt I could ever eat that, but I've had no luck with growing them yet. But let me show you what I've got going outside to get some peppers growing. Because the thing about peppers, capsicum, peppers, chilies, they all need the ground to be a certain temperature. It needs to be hot. A hot ground, I don't believe they would germinate unless it's like 31 degrees Celsius. So, needs to be hot. Needs to be hot. So let's go outside. Let me show you my rose garden and show you what I've got going on out there and how I've now planted some more capsicum bushes. I'm trying a little bit of a different method. Let's go out there. Welcome to the Rose Fortress. Yeah, little honey agrees with me. So this is what I've got going on right now with some pepper seeds growing in pots with some plastic over it. That's obviously going to increase the temperature inside, keeping it moist. Any kind of seeds, for those of you starting out in your garden, you want to make sure to have a moist, hot, not hot, but significantly warm propagating conditions. That's what you want. Moist and warm. Once your seedlings start showing through, that's when you can take this off and cool it down, because obviously if it's too hot, those little delicate seedlings are not going to survive. It'll be too hot for them. So here is my beloved rose garden, and I just love waking up every morning knowing the kangaroos have not been inside. You can only really understand and appreciate when you just wake up and you think to yourself, what's been eaten today? What's been eaten today? And this is the best my roses have looked. I know it's not saying much, but this is the best they have looked in, oh my God, months. So, because now, look, you can see there's some beautiful red new leaves coming up. Got some new little growth down here. Where? There it is. There. These are all roses that have been grown from seed. This is seed. All these are seed except for, I think these two are cuttings. So they are true root roses, which is kind of a rarity in the rose industry these days because everything's grafted. These are all grafted roses. So what it means when they say it's a grafted rose is they get the rose cultivar. Let's just say this Sur Emmanuel here. Actually, no, that's not that. Or it might be, but either way. what they actually do is they get the cultivar of the rose, like the variety of rose, and create a cut. They get the bud of the variety rose, and then they bud it onto the rootstock. A rootstock rose is usually a very hardy, quick growing, disease resistant kind of stock. So a really hardy variety of rootstock. This is one of my Persian roses, one without thorns. This is a Botzaris. I'm pretty sure it's that one just by looking at it. It's either blush damask or Botzaris, not sure. So I'm glad I still have my Persian roses. So I've got a mix of all sorts in here. Actually, Botzaris is over there. This could be a blush damask, which is very, very good smelling. Even better than my Trigonopetala, which is down there. So yeah, and then here are some exciting little prospects that have done very well. This is actually a mulberry cutting. This is a mulberry cutting that has got roots on it. I actually showed that on my Instagram. Have been a little bit active, can you believe it, on my Instagram this week. Don't count on me doing it again though for a while. It's just how I roll with that kind of social media. This is both rooted cuttings here. I'm not actually sure what that is, but it could very much be, I don't know if it is a Persian rose, but it's a good rose. And all of these have roots on them, so I wouldn't put them in pots unless they had roots. So these this one, and these four I actually had in the ground, but because I planted them near a really big eucalyptus, the eucalyptus just zapped the life out of them. Either, not sure if they poisoned them or just took all the moisture out. Oh, here's my little darlings up here. They've had a bath. My friends, they're here. This is where they live. This is their garden as much as mine. They've just had a bath. So anyway, here's the fortress. Ran out of chicken wire. I think that's what I was saying the other day on the other video. And I may actually just, with those pots over there, once they germinate, I may actually intergrow. Well, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I may actually put in some herbs, because I've got a whole bunch of herbs and things in those pots. And once they get roots, I may just put them at the base of each rose, because that also helps with aphids. Aphids are an issue. I think anyone that's had roses is going to have an issue with aphids. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what location you're at. It's the moths. It's the moths that come and they lay their eggs on the leaves, on the beautiful new young leaves, and the larvae, the eggs, they feed off of it, and then once they grow, they eat it. But the good thing about, well, it's not a good thing, but good thing about aphids is that ladybugs love eating them, and ladybugs love stock. I've got purple stock down here, and that was a real accidental find for me at my original Elnor, was that ladybugs love living in stock for some reason. And so I planted purple stock at the base of each rose. I've actually thrown out some stock seed here. I have a bunch of it. Always make sure I have heaps of it. And here's some sad looking stock that I've replanted. Once that gets going though, I hope I can attract lots of ladybugs in my garden so they can eat the aphids when they come back, because they will. It's just a matter of when. So, this is what it's all about. A lot of trial and error, people of Earth. It's really, really big learning experience, and you just you know, you think you have it all worked out. When I came here, and because this is my home, obviously I'm very familiar with the climate, but every year the climate changes. Some years it might be more wetter than others, and other years it might be more hot or something, you know. But you know, if it's hot and no rain, you're going to have issues with animals coming and looking for food to eat. And they know that coming into town, they're more likely to find food in here, even food scraps, than what they would out here in the bush, because where they're going to find it, there's no, you know, real hospitable living. There's no green for them to eat. So of course they're going to come when they see a beautiful big town oval that looks so luscious and green. They are naturally going to gravitate towards something like that to eat. So yeah, a lot of trial and error, but this is what it is, a labor of love. And I'm glad now, you know, because I asked the universe, I'm just like, God, what can I do to solve this issue? I don't want to give up on my roses. I love having a rose garden. It gives me so much joy and pleasure and happiness, and I love nothing more than to sit out here at night, and not at night but dusk, or in the daytime, and just walk past my garden full of roses. I used to love that at Eleanor. Love tending to them, love talking to them. The birds love them. I mean, it's just such joy. That's all I can say. It's just such joy. So, you know, it was really trials and tribulations this first year, and I'm so glad now that I've got it in here, and this is the longest time, even though it's been, what, a week of having this fortress up. It's been the longest time where not one of my roses has not been eaten, because, like I say, every single night they have been eaten. So it's great that they're not now. And so I feel more confident with planting other things in here, like the vegetables. And even though I've got some vegetables growing out here, I'm always having to cover them at night. Look at this over here. I've got barriers over here. Look at that. And that's only partially effective. I had no idea I'd have such an issue with rose this last year, and because they're comfortable here now, I feel like they're always going to come back here every single year. But that's where I need to up my game and do it right. Do it right the first time, then I don't have to rehash over it again and do it again. So anyway, yeah, anyone that's having challenges in the garden, let me tell you, I empathize. I understand your pain, people, because I've been there, and it's a continual learning. It's continual lessons, and even though you feel like you're an adept gardener, you know, I feel very confident with my gardening abilities, but Mother Earth, she's always one step ahead and always keeps you on your toes, because you just never know how things are going to progress over the year. So anyway, I hope this inspires you. When you feel like, you know, nothing's going right, just ask for guidance. Ask your higher self, ask the universe, ask God, where do I go from here? And you'd be surprised. I didn't like the thought of digging up all my roses, because it's one of those hard jobs, and this was very hard. This was no exception. To have to, you know, try and dig down into this hard, rubbly, rocky stuff. It was awful. I was so sore for like 3 days just doing it. You know, I didn't use a machine thing this time that I had before. What do you call them? Post-hole digger. This was hard. But you know, I'm there now. I've done it, and I feel so much relief that I have. So, we'll see how we go.